Howdy team, happy Thursday, and welcome to my most favorite place, or almost my most favorite place on the planet. It's not quite as what's across the street, but I'm at Globe Life Field. Somebody handed me a free ticket and I started to turn it down, but then thought, I can do my job here, so no kidding, I'm at a baseball game with my Bible. I'm paying a little bit of attention to the game, but no, I've predominantly been studying this lesson. Guys, I'm excited about looking at Deuteronomy chapter 6. Now, first tip right at the gate, go ahead and combine lessons 5 and 6 this week, because don't forget, next Sunday, the 10th, is when we are having Mission Sunday. There won't be traditional connection groups. We're going to be meeting in large groups with our missionaries that we have all over the country and all over the nation, and they're going to be sharing with us how they disciple people from around the world, which will be really helpful as we're having this discussion. But we get to talk about Deuteronomy chapter 6 this week, and let me say this right at the gate. It's not just about discipling your immediate family, although that's a huge part of it, and we absolutely do want to emphasize this week. It's about discipling our family. And let me just say this, and hopefully I'll say it again towards the end of the video. Remember, we as a church family, we're not like a family, we are a family. So whether you have biological people in the church or not, you still have a family, and it's your job and your calling, all of us, to be discipling one another. Certainly those of you who are older, discipling those who are younger. But again, that's not just an age thing, that's a spiritual maturity thing. So this is our call in life, to walk through it together and challenge one another to follow the Lord over and over and over again. So I really like verses 1 through 4. That's where it talks about just why discipleship is such a big deal. We're supposed to be following Jesus because when we don't, bad things happen. Not just personally, but culturally speaking. When people don't follow God and His laws and His purposes, life falls apart. And so that's part of our motive. And then after the motive is given, then verses 5 through 10, this is the methodology. This is how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to be talking about our faith, not just at church on Sundays, but every single day of the week. We're supposed to be talking about it while we're, for instance, at a baseball game, or maybe not this particular baseball game, one of your family's baseball games, or at work, or at Six Flags, or at the mall, or at school. What does it look like to follow Jesus? And what are the things that we can take from the world that help us understand what it means to be a part of the kingdom of God? Jesus did this all the time. What do you think the parables are, right? It's Him teaching through real life tangible things what it means to be a part of what sometimes feels like the invisible kingdom. It's not invisible, but sometimes it feels like that. We haven't seen all of it yet. Guys, this is discipleship. It's encouraging one another in those things. And so I just want to point this out to you, and I think it's really, really cool. The reason why I wanted to film this video here, if you didn't know this about me, I love baseball. It is my most favorite sport. I played a lot of sports, but baseball was the one that I was truly gifted at. Baseball was the one that I was taught to love the most. And baseball's the one sport that I just can't get it out of my system. The Rangers, as of last night, have lost 100 games this season. And yet here I am, a glutton of punishment. I love this team. I love this sport. But here's what's interesting about things that we love. When there's something that we love and we're passionate about, it's not hard to talk about. When there's something that we love and we're passionate about, it's not hard to point our kids out to that. In fact, we're actively passionate and involved in making sure that our kids love and appreciate those things, or at least see the value of them, right? And that's what we do. We all the time tell our children about, and like this, you should really love the Rangers, and here's why. This year it's a little bit harder to do that because there's so much about the Rangers that's hard to love, right? Although, hey, there's a hit right there, so hip hip hooray. But I do that with my children. I don't have to work hard to get them to try to love the things that I love. Do they always buy into it? No, but because I love it, there's something inside of me that burns for this baseball club. It feels very natural. How much more so should that be true when it comes to our relationship with Jesus, right? This is what we're called to do. Children, let me tell you why I love Jesus. Let me tell you why I follow Jesus. And here's why I can't stop talking about it regardless of where we're at, whether we're in the car or at the ball game or certainly at church or around the dinner table. I'm talking about the Lord because I love him. That's how discipleship is supposed to work. We're working not just out of our strengths, but out of this thing that we love so very much. So you might be wondering, hey, what's the correlations between baseball and the kingdom? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there's lots of them. Baseball is the most diverse sport on the planet. Somebody's going to say soccer, but that's not true. Baseball is. Certainly professional baseball. It's amazing. There are all different types of body types and shapes and sizes and people from all over the world. This is what the kingdom of God is like. There's not anybody that can't play baseball. It's an amazing thing. There's lots of different teams, and they all have different strategies and approaches on how they go about accomplishing the final goal. But the end goal is still the same. Go Rangers! The strategy is still the same. We want to win baseball games. There's lots of different teams, and some teams have more resources than other teams do, but the goal is still the same. And the favorite thing about baseball is grace. There's always another chance. Even if I lost today's game, I get another shot at it tomorrow. Baseball's the best. Guys, y'all are the best. Thank you so very much for serving the way we do. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Go Rangers. Bye.